Hello, my dear children. Today we'll be dealing with the 18th chapter of your grammar works, that is narration. So, what does narration means? Narration literally means to say or to state or to report. And here we will learn how to report words of the speaker. Children, the art of reporting the words of a speaker is called narration. And there are two main ways of reporting the words of a speaker. Like if I say, Ram said to me, my mother wants to meet you. Here I am reporting the words of Ram. I am stating the words of Ram in its original form. I am saying exactly what Ram has said. I am conveying directly the exact words of Ram. So this is the first way of reporting the words. Now if I say the same thing in my own words, that Ram said to me that his mother wanted to meet me. Here I am not reporting the exact words of Ram. I am saying it in my own words. The meaning is not changed, but I am reporting the words of the speaker, that is, I am reporting the words of Ram in my own way, in my own words. So when we report the words of speaker in its original form, when we report exactly what the speaker say, then the speech is said to be direct speech. And when we do not convey the words of the speaker in its original form and we just report it in our own words, then the speech is said to be indirect. Children, both the ways of reporting the speech are correct. But it is more convenient to use direct speech while writing and indirect speech while speaking. Because while writing, the actual words of the speaker are put in quotes. And so we can understand easily that the quoted words are said by the speaker. But if I use direct speech, while speaking, the person to whom I am speaking will get confused. Like if I say to anyone, Ram said to me, my mother wants to meet you, the person will get confused that if my mother wants to meet that person or if Ram's mother wants to meet me. So it is more convenient to use direct speech while writing and indirect speech while speaking. So now you know that direct speech is reporting the actual words of the speaker and we put these words in quotes. For example, Ram said, I am very busy now. In the given example, the speaker, that is Ram, is known as reporter. Said is known as reporting verb and the quoted words, I am very busy now, is known as the reported speech. And in indirect speech, the actual words of the speaker are said in simple manner. For example, Ram said that he was very busy then. So children, you can see that the meaning is same, but the way of reporting the speech is different. So now there are some basic rules to convert direct speech into indirect speech. There are 5 basic things that have to be changed while converting a direct speech into an indirect speech. And the rules are: the reporting verb changes according to the tense. Like, if reporting verb in direct speech is in present form without object, that is, if it is say or says without object, it remains unchanged in indirect speech. For example, he says, I am very busy. In indirect, says will remain unchanged. Like, he says that he is very busy. Now, if the reporting verb is used with object, Like if indirect speech say to or says to is written with object, it changes into tell or tells in indirect speech. For example, he says to me, I am very busy. So in indirect, says to will change to tells. The indirect form will be, he tells me that he is very busy. So now, if the reporting verb is in past form without any object, that is, if said is written without any object in, then the reporting verb remains unchanged. For example, he said, I am very busy. So, while changing it into indirect speech, the reporting verb said will remain unchanged. And so, we will write this in indirect form as, he said that he was very busy. As the reporting verb is in past tense, the reported speech will also, we will convert it in past tense. He said that he was very busy. Is changed into was. Now, if in direct speech the reporting verb is in past tense with object, that means if said to is written in direct speech, then it is changed to told in indirect speech. For example, he said to me, I am very busy. And the indirect form will be, he told me. Said to is changed into told. He told me that he was very busy. So, these were the rules for changing reporting verb according to tense. Hope you are clear with this rule. Now, the next rule is, remove the inverted commas from the direct speech and replace them with an appropriate conjunctions like that, if, etc. So you can look at the previous example. He said, I am very busy. Here, the reported speech is separated from the reporting verb by a comma, and the reported speech is put within inverted commas. So, while transforming it into indirect speech, what we do is we remove the commas and inverted commas and put conjunction that. You can see the indirect form of this sentence is, he said that he was very busy. So here you can see the inverted comma. We have removed the inverted comma and we used conjunction to link the reported speech to the reporting verb. Now the third rule is, change the pronoun of the reported speech accordingly. Like first person of reported speech changes to subject of reporting verb. For example, she says, I am in 10th class. So here the reported speech is, I am in 10th class. And so the pronoun of the reported speech is I, that is the first person pronoun. So according to the rule, first person of reported speech, that is I, changes to the subject of reporting verb. Here the subject of reporting verb is she, that is third person. Therefore, I will be changed into third person. And so the indirect form of this sentence will be, she says that she is in 10th class. You can see that I is changed into she. Second thing is, second person of the reported speech changes to the object of the reporting verb. So you can see the example, she says to me, you have done your work. So here the reported speech is, you have done your work. And the object of the reporting verb is me. So according to the rule, second person of the reported speech You is the pronoun in the reported speech, which is second person. This changes, you changes into the object of reporting verb. That means you will change according to the object of the reporting verb, that is me. So the indirect form of this sentence will be, she tells me that I have done my work. Here you can see that second person of the reported speech, you, is changed according to the object of the reporting verb me. That is, you became I here. There is no change if it is a third person. For example, Sita says to her, she has done her work. The indirect form will be, Sita tells her that she has done her work. You can see the reported speech is written in the same way in direct as well as in indirect speech. So now I hope you've understood rules for changing pronouns. So now let's know rules to change the verb or tense of the reported speech. The first rule is, if a reporting verb is given in present or future tense. Reporting verb is given in present or future tense. For example, the teacher says. The reporting verb here is in present form. Then there will be no change in the verb or tense of reported speech. So, for example, the teacher says, Gayatri performs on the stage. You can see the teacher says is the present form of the reporting verb, and so the reported speech will remain the same while changing it into indirect speech. So the indirect form of the sentence will be, the teacher says that Gayatri performs on the stage. You can see the reported speech is not changed. Again, if I say the teacher is saying Gayatri performs on stage. Again, the reporting verb is in present form, and so the reported speech will remain unchanged. The indirect form will be, the teacher is saying that Gayatri performs on the stage. Now, if the same thing we say in future tense, the teacher will say Gayatri is performing on the stage. So again, if the reporting verb is in future tense, then there will be no change in the verb or tense of the reported speech. So the indirect form will be, the teacher will say that Gayatri is performing on the stage. Clear? Now the second rule is, if the reporting verb is given in past tense, then the tense of the reported speech will change into corresponding past tense. Like, if reported speech in the direct speech is simple present, it will change into simple past while changing it in indirect speech. For example, she said, I teach English. Here the reported speech is in simple present, that is, I teach English. So, I teach English will be changed into simple past in indirect speech. So, it will be, she said that she taught English. Now, if the reported speech is in present continuous tense, it will change into past continuous. For example, she said, I am teaching English. So the indirect form will be, she said that she was teaching English. You can see present continuous, I am teaching English, is changed into past continuous, she was teaching English. Now, if this reported speech is in present perfect tense, it will change into past perfect tense in indirect speech. For example, she said, I have taught English. You can see the reported speech is, I have taught English. That is present perfect. It will change into past perfect as, she said that she had taught English. Again, if the reported speech is in present perfect continuous. For example, I have been teaching English. It will change into past perfect continuous. For example, she said that she had been teaching English. Again, if reported speech is in simple past, for example, she said, I taught English. It will change into past perfect. She said that she had taught English. Again, if reported speech is in past continuous tense, for example, she said, I was teaching English. It will change into past perfect continuous. She said that she had been teaching English. Children, remember, if the reported speech in past perfect tense and past perfect continuous, it remains unchanged in indirect speech. For example, she said, I had taught English. You can see the reported speech is in past perfect tense. I had taught English, and so this in indirect speech will remain unchanged. So the indirect speech will be, she said that she had taught English. You can see the tenses same. Then again, if the reported speech is in past perfect continuous, for example, she said, I had been teaching English, it will remain unchanged. She said that she had been teaching English. And if the reported speech is in future tense, then will be changed into would, and shall will be changed into should. Children, you can get this by understanding the rules for changing helping verbs, like is, am changes into was, are is changed into were, has, have changes into had, shall, will changes into would, can changes into could, may changes into might, do or does changes into did, must, should, had, would, could, all these words remains unchanged. So children, some other small changes that used to take place while changing narrations. These changes express the nearness in time and place and are generally changed into words expressing distance. Like here changes into there, now changes to then, this changes to that, these changes to those, today changes to that day, tonight changes to that night, yesterday changes into previous day, last night changes into the previous night, last week changes to the previous week, tomorrow changes to the next day, next week changes to the following week. Ago changes to the before, thus changes to so, hence changes to thence, hither changes to thither, come changes to go. Children, there are some exceptions regarding changes of tense. So, if reporting speech has universal truth or habitual fact, past historical fact, two actions to be happening at same time, imagined condition, there is no change in the tense of the reporting speech. For example, the teacher said there are 8 planets in our solar system. So, there are 8 planets in our solar system, and the reported speech is stating a universal truth, and so in reporting speech it will remain the same. So, indirect speech will be, the teacher said that there are 8 planets in our solar system. Look at the next example. She said, zero was invented by Aryabhatta. So, this sentence expresses past history fact. So, it will remain unchanged in reporting speech. So, the indirect speech will be, she said that zero was invented by Aryabhatta. Again, look at the third example. He said the students were making noise when the teacher entered the room. So, this sentence is expressing two actions happening at the same time. Were making noise at the same time the teacher entered. So, two actions are happening here at the same time. And so in reporting speech, it will remain unchanged. So the indirect speech will be, he said that the students were making noise when the teacher had entered the room. So students, I hope you've understood this lecture. In the next video, we'll learn about the conversion of different kinds of sentences. Thank you.